gluing section. I hope you can see it. But I'm going to take my gel glue and I'm just going to put, I don't need much on here. Just spread it around. Make sure you put your top on. That way the glue will last. I'll take my orange body and place it on, pretty well lined up, and let it dry. Let's do it again. Take my body. So again, if you can look at this close, again, I'll zoom in so you can see. I'm not putting much glue down. Let's see if I can zoom in. See, I'm not putting much glue on. It hasn't dried yet, but I'm going to put my orange body on. Get it lined up pretty good. And I've got another one done. Now these are dried already, so I'm going to put the bottom on, or top, doesn't really matter. But again, I'm not putting much glue on, as you can see. Put the top back on. And place your body on. Okay, let her dry. Let's do the same for this one. You'll know after a while how much glue to use. And put the top on, or the bottom. Really doesn't matter. Okay, it's going to... Someone asked how I do my eyes on my cicadas, and I'll show you the technique. I just take the color I want to use, in this case it's orange, shake it up, open it up, and pour a little of the orange in the cap. So I got a little orange in the cap. And now if I were just to take the pin and dip it in, it puts too much ink or too much paint on the hook. So what I'm going to do is, and I got a little foam pad, I don't know if you can see it, but put it in there. Yeah, my foam pad. What I'm going to do is add a little water to it to dilute it down. I put about 3 drops in. Take my little stylus pen and mix it around. Basically, I'm making it a little watery, so it's going to put the color on, but it's going to really drip off of it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll take a pin. We're good. And I'll dip it in here, and then I'll hit on the side. Tap it on the side, and then stick it on there. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but this one I just dipped into paint. It's really thick, and this one here is a lot thinner, and it's got the shape of the round ball. So I do that, let them dry, and if it's still a little too thick, or I don't like the color, I want it watered down a little bit, I'll add a little more water, another couple drops. Take my stylus, stir it around. And take my pin, and I'll dip it in, tap it or roll it on the side, whatever you want to do. And it will even get a little bit lighter. I don't know if you can see it, but basically you've got thick, medium, and it's a little bit lighter. So you can adjust that, the thickness by just watering your paint down. And that's it. I hope this helps. Now this one is dried, so at this point we're going to put the eyes on. I got 2 eyes out here. I painted up my eyes, and I got a process, so I'm going to show you how I did my eyes, or it should have been in the video already. Here's the eyes I used. You saw the video, how I painted them prior. So I'm going to take a couple of eyes, and I want to place these eyes through the black on the top. Try to keep it away from the orange, but it's okay if it goes in the orange, but you're going to be cutting that for the hook. So as you stick in your eye, it should come out there. That's pretty good. So push it all the way into where you want the eye to stop. Pretty good. Take your handy dandy Harbor Freight cutters and get as close as you can, and you cut that off. Now we're going to take the second eye, and we're going to place that in. Okay, it came out pretty good. Push that in. So now we got our, oh, guess what I did? I screwed up. I'm going to show you a screw up. On the top, on the bottom, oh, can't have that. So what, I didn't cut it yet, so I can pull it out. And then place it again. It came out pretty good. Push it into where I want. And as you see, I got my eyes on here, and now I'm going to cut it off with my Harbor Freight handy dandy cutter. Okay, so we have now the body assembled with eyes, and now we want to place this hook in, and I'm using a TMC 200R size 8. I am going to pick the bottom, make sure you don't cut on the top. I'm going to get the bottom. I'm going to take my box cutter knife, and I want to go all the way through, but I want to get to the orange layer. So I'll go through, and again I hit the pin, so it's pretty good. Now I'm going to take my glue and stick it in that crack and put a little, not much, put a little bit so it can hold the hook. Again, put your top back on. And take my hook and slide it in, get it positioned to where you want it, and then just hold it there for a second. Pinch it and hold it. Doesn't take long. And now I've got my second one done. And notice this time I pulled my hook out a little bit further, which probably the eye a little bit better. So I think what I want to do is, while we're on camera here, make sure I got this down. So I'm going to take, and we're going to put a couple more eyes in. So putting the eye in, pushing it through, and we're going to cut it off with the side cutters. Get the next eye. Remember, I want to sort of stay in the black on the top, which it did. And then we're going to cut it off. Okay, now we got our eyes positioned. Let's put the hook in. So we're going to go over here with our knife. Try to cut it pretty much in the middle. Okay. Take our glue, put a little bit in that groove. Not too much because you don't want it to ooze out on your fingers. Grab your hook. Again, I'm using a TMC 200R, size 8. I might be able to use a size 10, but I'm going to put it in and just hold it for few seconds. And we've got 3 done now. And these are getting ready for the vise. So you can see there's a lot of preparation to get these ready to tie on the vise. The tie is simple. Okay, I'm going to show you the process of how I apply the wings to this vinyl. I get the vinyl at Hobby Lobby. It's normally around $7. I think they have it on sale now for $3 a yard. It's quite a lot. And it comes, it's like this. This is the way it comes to protect it. So I'm going to put that down here. And then the wings I took off a real cicada and I sized them with Photoshop. And then I printed them on these Avery labels. And this is crystal clear labels. And it's 6521 is the number. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see if I can show you here. I'm going to pull off a label. Then I'm going to put it on the plastic. Where's my scissors? Trying to get the most, so didn't want. So that's, I got one wing on there. Let's go across. See if you can see this. I'm going to take another label wing. Okay. You can get 3 across. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to take off this excess. Once it sticks to this vinyl, it's not coming off, I'm telling you. If you screw up and you don't lay it flat, too bad. So I can put one more and then we're going to cut it. Come on, Mr. Label. I don't know why this label don't want to come out. There we go. And then I'm going to put it right here. And cut off this excess. Now, you see I got 3 across. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to now put that aside. Now that I've got that stuck onto my vinyl, you see it's pretty flexible. And it's going to be strong. Nothing's going to tear these wings apart. I'm going to now cut this strip off that I just did. Put that vinyl up there, and now you got to cut out your wings. It's pretty simple. So just cut along, just take your time. Wings, I figured that, I guess they're about 9 to 10 cents your cost for your wings to do this wing on there, so you don't want to lose it. So there's one wing done. And again, like I said, the wings came off of a real cicada. I had to size them because the 17-year cicada is about half the size, so. And I'm doing these short little videos for you guys because I'm going to eventually put them all together and show how I tie this fly, which will be put all these pieces together. But anyway, you can get the idea. And I think most of the body, well, the hook, you'll have 6 to 10 cents in the hook, and another 10 cents in the wing, so you're 20 cents. The legs, Yeah, I'm going to say that is probably, I get 25 out of the legs, so, and they're 35 cents. So let's say if I you get a couple cents in the legs. So that's how I do the wings, guys. I'm going to take my cicada body and put it into my vise. Lock it down. And we have the body in here. This is, you saw me making it. This is a very simple tie. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a thread base, but it's right at the collar. So we're going to take and put it around and take the tag end and wrap it around your main thread. Come on up, go over a couple times, do it again. This is going to lock that tag end in on your thread. Then cut off your tag end. And we're going to take one of my pre-cut wings. Oh, got two there. One of my pre-cut wings. I'm going to bend it in half, which will sort of take a shape. It doesn't stay in half because it's pretty flexible. And I'm going to lay it on top. And as I lay it on top, I'm going to show you on halfway. As I lay it on top, I'm going to take this little tab end, and it's going to be right at the end of the black. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to take, at the end of the black, I'm going to bring my thread up around a couple of times. And now I'm going to take this little tag bend and pull it back. When you get it back there, and now I'm going to tie it down. So now I've got that little tab and that wing is locked in. I'm going to perform a little half hitch. I'll do a double one. Just don't want it to break. And now I'm going to put the legs on. This is pretty simple. I buy the rubber legs from Fin and Feather. They are 35 cents for a string of these. And I'm going to take two of the little rubber legs, 1, 2, and I'm going to cut it from that. Here, you get, there's about 25 of those little rubber strips, and we are going to take 2 of the strips. Thank you. And we're going to cut them. Then I'm going to fold that in half and get the loop, and I am going to cut the bottom of the loop. Now I got 2 sets of legs. I'm going to take the first set, wrap it around my thread, bring the thread right up to the middle here, and there's my first set of legs. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the second set of legs to the other side, just to make sure I got them placed right. I'll just move them a little bit more to the center. Now I got them. I'm going to wrap my thread around a few times. And while I got it at this angle, I think it's pretty good. I can keep the legs separated. I'm going to do a whip finish. If I can keep from hooking all these legs. And I get with the camera, it's just making it a little bit hard, but that's okay. So we go once, twice, 3. Do it again. Okay, now we've got our legs tied in. I can cut my thread. And we're now going to trim the legs up. On the 17-year caddis, and really on caddis, their legs aren't that long. So what I'm going to do is pull all of these legs together, come down. You can see them. I'm not pulling them real tight. I'm just giving a little tight, and I'm going to be just a little past that hook tip. So you can see, oh, Dennis, you missed a leg. That's no problem. The other ones are all adjusted. Just cut it off. It might be a little too long. You make them as long as you want. I'm happy. There's my cicada. Basically, that's the tie. Now what I'm going to do is put a little flex cement on. And to me, that is the easiest tie you can tie. You're just tying on the wings and the legs, and your cicada's done. But as you know, there was a lot of steps before. So I do appreciate you watching this video. This is the 17-year cicada. I think it come out really pretty good. So I'm doing the video, so next 17 years when I'm not around, this video will be around, you'll be able to tie them. Thanks for watching.